Saturn retrograde into Pisces. All right, and we will pull another one from here. That's the Saturn deck. That's what we're doing today. Mirror Moon Saturn deck. It's happening. Oops. All right, so Saturn in Pisces. Here's Saturn's journey that it's going to take. So on 6/17, we know he's stationing retrograde. That's going to happen at 7 degrees, 13 minutes. Yeah, they don't even want. They're like, no, we need to be over here. Same. Let me put that back up here then. All right. So station retrograde, 7 degrees, 13 minutes. Then on 11/4, so November 4th, stationing direct, he will be at 0 degrees, 30 minutes. Have said it so many times. 2023, the year of 0 degrees. Period. Dot. That means he is going to be spending 139 days retrograde. So again, trudging through that deep water. It's slow. It's especially slow at the beginning. It's going to pick up a little bit, but we are where we are at. And that is Saturn in Pisces. So it's, I've said this before. I like these 7 degrees that Saturn's been traveling since it's gotten into Pisces. I have seen a lot of Saturn and Pisces signatures and themes. It's just like, I don't feel like he's, and obviously, why would I? He's in Pisces, right? But I don't feel like he's in the deep water yet. Like, I feel like Saturn's still like buoyant, like he's still bouncing on the top of the waves and like he's in the water and he's there. But have you ever I'm totally, if you've ever thrown a watermelon into the ocean, that is an offering that we do to Yemoja, the mother of the fishes, and Yemoja. Okay. So when you offer to her and you throw the watermelon into the watermelon bobs for a while on the water and then sinks down if it gets caught into everything. When we were in Hawaii, it would like always try to come back up to shore. But that's typically, I feel like that's what Saturn's doing, is Saturn's like just buoyant at the top before he officially like sinks into Pisces. And I think that that's this first retrograde, where once the retrograde is over and he stations directs, gets out of his shadow and starts moving forward in Pisces again, I feel like we're going to have that sink into the deep water. Yemonja Olokun is going to really accept and receive those offerings down there. So we kind of get to do this all over again, right? He's going back to 0 degrees. We get to have a whole new, fresh Saturn in Pisces. And this is really about letting go of the past, moving beyond it. It's this opportunity to relook at things. It's an opportunity to air out your closet, air out the things that you need, get rid of the fear that is keeping you stuck. It's like just lovingly detaching in a really healthy, not delusional, very conscious way. Very good for your higher self, right? Very good for that connection, the sacrifice, making the sacrifice. Making the sacrifice to get rid of fear, making the sacrifice to getting beyond the things that you need to get beyond, making the sacrifice to be willing to relook and redo all these things again. The hummingbird. Oh, the baby hummingbirds. We love the hummingbirds. I'm going to get one more. And then I did have a quote here, and this quote is from Isabel Hickey, who wrote Astrology, A Cosmic Science. Great book, highly recommend. And what she said about Saturn in Pisces is this, and this is Saturn in Pisces in general, not just its retrograde. Test is one of severance, letting go and letting God. Pisces rules the feet, a symbol of understanding. Okay. that's what this journey is going to be about. How do we connect in? How do we contain with and create that channel, create that container with our higher self, with our with the cosmic alliance, with the angels, with all of the pieces, right? With God, all of the pieces. How do we create that container? All right, let's get one more. And then we will. All right. Well, oh, nope. One more, please. Tried to get away with 3. Did you see that? They tried to get away with 3. One more. Thank you. Wild woman. Love it. All right. So some of the ways that I've seen Saturn and Pisces show up: fantasy books. Y'all, 4th wing. If y'all haven't 4th winged, if you have no effing idea what I'm talking about right now, please go and enjoy. If you can find it, go grab it, bring it into your being, enjoy thoroughly. The 4th wing movement, if you will, is one of these Saturn and Pisces kind of feelings that I've been getting. Oh, excuse me. This kind of being able to get, Saturn and Pisces is a lot about the creative, especially with a co-presence with Neptune, a lot about the creative, these really interesting creative aspects that are found in that ability to escape. Like a Saturn in Pisces was when like The Hobbit was created, right? So it's these high fantasy realms that allow us to learn and understand and grow. They have very strong messages to them, and we get to learn and understand and grow through these like extreme fantasy style of writing, of literature. AI is another. I know AI, in my opinion, also has a very, very hard signature with Pluto and Aquarius. I definitely agree with that. But I look at more of that as how that power is transforming with AI, where Saturn and Pisces is the containment for AI itself, right? It's the goggles that Apple is coming out with. It's the earbuds that Google has that can translate languages into 9 languages. So it's like, this is really that time, and I've seen it a lot. Again, another very random and interesting. I heard this on, I believe it was on the Astrology podcast, but there's a correlation between fashion and Saturn in Pisces, where fashion gets a lot looser. It's very like flowy. And if you think about the last couple of Saturn returns, right? The grunge movement in the 90s, that was like those flannel shirts, and everything was, just kind of, just kind of grunged out. And then like baggy jeans, the boyfriend style jeans, which are back in fashion right now. And then in the 60s, it was the flowy, things began to get a little bit more flowy, and the skirts, and, or women began to wear pants a little bit more and stuff like that. So really thinking about like the flowy, the comfort of things, how we contain our bodies in a very comfortable and refreshing manner. All right, let's get to the Saturn and Pisces retrograde reading, and then we will be done, y'all. All right, the sacrifice. To sacrifice means to make sacred. The sacred is an offering of gratitude made from the heart, a feast of love prepared for spirit. In olden days, sacrifices sometimes involved rituals in which blood was offered to the gods. For example, in the Bible, Yahweh preferred Abel's sacrifice of one of his lambs to Cain's offering of vegetables and fruits. In Middle America, however, Quetzalcoatl, the Lord of the Dawn, came to teach that spirit preferred our songs and our prayers to the blood of humans and animals. The medicine. What is one person or thing that you feel you cannot live without? It is time to offer it all to spirit so that it may unfold as it will. Do not cling to the old form or allow your sacrifice to weigh heavily upon you. You have sacrificed yourself and your dreams for too long. Now is the time to re-educate yourself to your journey. When you make sacred, you open the doors to infinite wealth. Do not delay. The sacrifice. So in Ifa, sacrifice is a large part of Ifa. And if you follow me on Twitter at Habitual Sages, you will see like I just posted I had made an offering to the ancestors. It was beautiful. It's like these oranges and this fruit and cinnamon, and I'm really feeling the Letha vibes, right? I'm getting into that energy, getting into the ancestral rights that are mine through my lineage. And sacrifices is a big part of everything we do. And my Iya and Baba always teach that sacrifice is in many, many different forms. It's time, it's energy, it's monetary, it's physical. It's, a sacrifice could be something as simple as going and taking a drive to go get a particular tree or a Danish or whatever it is and bringing it back. It could be moving a box from one area to the other. Anything that takes your effort is part of sacrifice, right? So when you hear that, don't be limited to what that means. It can mean a lot of different things. Sacrifice could just be starting a 75 hard. That can be a sacrifice, right? So think through that if that's really a message that you are tuning into. There you go. The hummingbird, 26. What's that? Oh, here. I don't know if I pulled this up, but there's the sacrifice. I don't know what. Oh, that's a butterfly. Okay. Butterfly energy. And we've got the hummingbird. All right. So, despite being so little, hummingbirds are great journeyers, migrating between North and Central or South America to feed from the summer nectar. This gentle creature can be fiercely territorial to protect its home. Hummingbird teaches us to be gentle to ourselves and protect our personal space. Hummingbird invites you to embark on your epic quest by bypassing the dung pile of old pain and hurts. Head for the flowers and learn to trust the calling you hear ever so softly. The medicine. This mighty being comes to teach you stillness in motion and to trust your inner knowing that the sweetest nectar is assured. Failing to act when the moment is right can spoil your journey. If you feel your safety, comfort, or day-to-day survival are more important than saying yes to the invitation to explore the unknown, you will have to work much harder to achieve what is being offered to you freely. Go back if you didn't get to watch, if you're watching right in the middle, you didn't get to watch the Saturn in Pisces square Mercury and Gemini reading. This is tying together with that. Still your mind, even in the midst of your very hectic schedule, and heed the gentle voice that calls you to test new wings. All right, last one. Wild woman. Here we go. There we go. When the wild woman dances into your reading, she reminds you of the essence of authenticity and freedom. Divested of all social constraints of cultural conformity, the wild woman holds up a mirror to your essential self, the true essence of who you are and who you are meant to become. She is a reminder of the bright light within each of us that gets dimmed by the restrictions imposed upon us by the expectations of society. She reminds us that in order to be fully present in life, we must uncover the light and let it shine brightly, regardless of the perceived consequences. The medicine. Excess for its own sake is a sign of imbalance. Uh, what did we talk about with this moon? Right? How are you releasing stress in healthy ways? How are you using addiction to hide? This is a warning that you may be trapped in obsessive thinking or behavior. Can very much happen with all this Mercury Gemini, especially with this new moon. This is a warning that you may be, looking for release in places that will never provide it. Let go, lest you become like the hungry ghost of Chinese Buddhist lore that can never be fulfilled. True release comes from trusting the fluidity of life. Saturn retrograde in Pisces and Saturn in Pisces in general. Understanding that as a river needs its banks to flow through, so too do you need boundaries around your thinking and behavior. Saturn coming in clutch. Now is the time to simplify, be mindful, and connect to that light within. Well, show up then, Saturn. Thank you so much. We appreciate the messages. All right, that is done.